I'm back. Let's have a moment of silence for the young black boy that was shot and murdered by Chicago police. Fucking pigs. Like I said, good cop, bad cop. All cops bad. See, because if you're a good cop and you witness something bad done by a bad cop and you don't speak out, you're also a bad cop. So, all that bullshit y'all talk about with the police, they are the biggest gang that we know. Because not one time the police don't stick with each other. They always stick with each other. They always stick with each other. White, Hispanic, black, they always stick with each other. Even if the white officers make themselves seem as more superior, they always stick with each other. The things that the cops read, the things that they practice, for example, Article 6, they read this shit daily. Knowledge is power, not money. I seen a nigga try to pay off the police, and he still arrested them. So what that tell you? He ain't like your black ass from the get-go. You should have kept your money. But let's move on. What I'm here to say and what I'm here to discuss is real shit. And every podcast will be about real stuff, real evidential stuff, because the only way you're going to get to know who you are is if we dive into who we are. Stop allowing them to mark us with labels, okay? The black man is violent and a criminal. The black man's a gangster and a thug. The black woman's a whore and a prostitute. Loud mouth and obnoxious. Don't let them label us, okay? Because we've been labeled through our music. I'm gonna let that sink in for you. But this conversation is about gangs. We're gonna talk about where and how gangs really originated, because I have the facts. I have it all through my phone. They love to talk about how we are the problem. Yeah, alright. See, because to understand the people, you must understand the culture. And I want you guys to understand that they practice us. Hispanics, blacks, Indians, they're practicing you. They're watching you, they're observing you to learn everything. But for what? You figure it out. See, because 1950s, 60s, 70s was an era that they like to call ours. Our fault. That was around the times that Larry Hoover, David Barksdale, and Jeff Fort was around. Now these guys have not all been, or have not always been bad guys. We started off as gangsters, but they came out as kings. Understand what I'm saying? So growth and development, you have to really preach. That shit Jeff Fort was talking about with the 5%ers, that's what he was talking. People's nation is for people. In the 1960s, the government funded the FBI with money to form a group of agents who would infiltrate and radicalize black and Hispanic groups. The COINTELPRO. So this is what happened. This is how they did it. There was, for example, let me use this a real example, okay? See, because when Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover came out of prison, one was under the 6, one was under the 5. But in the middle of it, they all was for black empowerment, all right? They always was for the people empowerment, okay? So as Larry Hoover and Jeff Fort, because 12 killed King David, they murdered him at the donut shop. But as as Larry and Jeff continued to preach the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, just to give you a better insight of who we are, they were incarcerated and give strict punishments and time that's far more like you can barely fathom. 100+ years? You think that was deserved for them, man? So, since we all like to put it on me, my people, my culture, where did gangs come from? In the 1700s, gangs in England were feuded off immigration and poverty. So as they came here to the Americas, these are the England gangs. But there were also gangs in London, England before they came to the Americas. 3Ks exactly. You have the Mims, the Hectors, the Bugles, and the Dead Boys. These are England gangs. London, England. Come on, man. I ain't for that. You know what I'm saying? They broke windows. They fought amongst each other. They almost fought every day. They demolished shit. And look, why you wearing blue? You got red on. Why you rocking black? This is what they don't tell you. They dressed themselves in colored ribbons to distinguish what turf they was from. They wore different colored ribbons to show what gangs they was from, bruh. Sounds a lot like something similar, don't it? I'm gonna keep going. See, because black people have been oppressing in the United States for a very, very long time. They like to point the finger at us every time. You notice that? I was explaining something to my grandmother about the young boy that got murdered yesterday, and I told her. And you know what she told me? She said something about, pretty much she made the way that she was speaking as if it could have been the young boy's fault. I said, Grandma, I said, you don't know. See, because there was a 92-year-old black old lady who was shot almost 37 to 39 times. For what? She was 92. I shared it on my Facebook. Check my story. I said, Grandma, you know, and if you haven't realized or paid attention, these laws not meant for us. These laws not built for us. They have a problem when they see you in jewelry. They hate when you see you in gold chain, but they're not understanding where we come from. How we coming? We had gold thrones and chalices and everything, man. Gold chariots with horses with the. Come on, man. They know we kings and queens, and this jewelry shit is another source of energy. This jewelry shit was meant for kings and queens like you and me. But they like to diss the young kids just because they like shiny things. But let me be not the last to say this. All that glitters isn't gold. 1780, 18th to, let me be exact through these dates, and these are dates that I'm talking. From 1780 to 1870, there were no black gangs. On the northeastern coast of the United States, in 1783, immigrants from England, Germany, and Ireland formed their first gangs. The Fly Boys, the Bowery Boys, and the 40 Thieves. Between 1817 and 1940, gangs started to expand and grow in the Midwest. This is where the ethnicity gangs come from. We have the Jewish Eastern gang. We have the Chinese gang, known as the Tongs back in those days. And we all know the Mafia with the Italians. But pay attention to dates. I said 1970 to to 1940. In between those times, 1920s, 40s, the Great Migration started to happen. Pretty much the Manifest Destiny, where they expanded from the East Coast, Midwest Range to the West Coast, all over there. So between 1940 and 1990, especially between the 40s and the 60s, during the Great Migration, that expansion benefited those gangs. Pay attention to who's in control. The Italians opened up casinos and shit in Vegas. The mafia funded Las Vegas. Those gambling spots. Y'all don't even know this, man. You don't even know this, man. That's why really nothing went down. Because the mafia handled it, nigga. The Jewish Eastman gang, they were gang mentality mentally. But they were Jewish males. I let you figure out the rest. Then you already know the Chinese. Y'all know what role they play. They own all the hair stores, the nail salons and shit. By the end of the 1960s, most of the gangs were black and Hispanic. From the 1960s going into the 90s. You had the Gangster Disciples, you have the Black Disciples, you had the Peace Stones, you had the Crips, you had the Bloods, you had the Latin Kings. Different little gangs, right? The COINTELPRO stripped them. Now, I've said it in the beginning. What the CPO I said COINTELPRO. So it's CIP. What they did was they sent in like regular people, more than likely probably white, and you pretty much sent this person in to make everybody beef with each other. So pay attention to what I'm going to explain. You're the blue lighter. Here's the red box. Let's say this whole notebook is blocks. The blue lighter runs this block. The red runs this block in this corner. Everybody get money. Ain't nobody stepping on each other's toes. More black kids are eating, more black families. More truth is being preached. So, this guy comes, get to telling him something. Two different informations. To where they beef with each other. And the information becomes twisted with lies. Right? Guess what? A lot of Crips and the Bloods beefing. You tell me. And they've been doing this for years. That's why it's so easy for a nigga to snitch on his own kind, his own family, his own cousin. That's why it's so easy to snitch, because I mean, shit, they made them. All right. Question. Buddy asked me this yesterday. How do you know when your girl cheating? We ain't gonna answer that right now. Just keep it in there. How do you know when your girl cheating? Just keep it in the air. Let me teach you guys something. This is by Asada Shakur, this is Tupac's mother. I want to share a quote with you guys. No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Nobody is going to teach you your history, teach you that you're true heroes. They know that knowledge will help set you free. So what's racism? What's racism? Racism is prejudice, discrimination, and antagonism directed against peoples or persons on the basis of their membership of a particular racial of ethnic group. Typically, one is that is a minority or marginalized, which they try to do to us. See, because you see, they try to marginalize us. You niggas here. We know y'all are here. But the next definition to this one was interesting to me. It say the belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, and qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as an inferior or superior to one another. They use racism to keep you down. They use it to keep you out of good schools. They use it to keep you out of good jobs. They use it to put you down. So look at me, young black man. Look at me, old black man. I understand. I understand what it takes. And I understand how hard it was for you to live through America being a black man. I ain't taking away from you selling drugs. I ain't saying nothing about your hustle. I ain't saying shit because you work 9 to 5. I don't care you work 12-hour shifts. I don't care if it's dog or trees. Bruh, we are the force to be reckoned with once you recognize. We are the force to be reckoned with. Don't let this corona shit, don't let this bullshit keep pushing us away. Because you see how these police doing us. You see how 12 doing us. They gonna continue to murder us at a rate until we quit murdering each other. Stop killing your black brother and go talk to that nigga. Y'all niggas ain't talked in a long time. Go talk to him. Go see what's on his head. Stop trying to fuck your homie, bitch. That's your homie. Alright, I get it, man. We all live and learn. But listen, man, we learning now. I forgive it. But come on, man, all these women out here, man, it's 2 million to every man. Look, man, it's 2 million more women than males out here. Why you looking at your homie wife? And as his wife, why you not being faithful to your husband, to your boyfriend, to this relationship? As a woman, you tell me the value. Because if all you guys are OnlyFans, disqualify yourself. You still selling coochie, disqualify yourself. You can kill that noise for marriage. Nobody want to hear you talking no more. Because a lot of you hoes role models are Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and Nicki Minaj, and look how you hoes are acting. A lot of these niggas role models are also black fools who don't know much. Y'all niggas new savages. Y'all new age savages. All this shit is for attention. So all I'm trying to say is, let's find the unity. Let's find the respect for each other. And let's talk, man. Let's talk, man. Let's communicate as a people. Stop hating on her because her hair longer. Stop hating on her. Or she spent a little bit more on her weave. Fuck it. Fuck it. You still look good? You woke up this morning? Fuck it. It's not the longest of my second podcast. I got more stuff coming for you guys. Thank you for tuning in to my second podcast, Living Life Live. I give it to you straight facts, no editing, no filters. My name is King Serene, and thank you for tuning in.